Hello and welcome back to Geek, Feng, Shui. I'm your host and game master, Bob Sellers Jr. Today we're going to kind of go out of order. I'm going to go back to playing a little bit Diablo 2 and touch on some of the things you start to need to look at as far as skills when you get to higher levels. I avoided that initially to show that you don't necessarily need them as much as you will later in the game. And with that, we will get started here. Battle that. Another thing I kind of touched on was banking. When you create a level 1 character, they're only good for so many days till they reach a certain level. So sometimes people will play banker characters. I think to level, not sure what level you have to be before it expires, but they do expire. We're going to focus on our main character here. And make it bigger, easier to see. I am playing in Windows mode, or windowed mode, sorry. Make it password protected. And I'll give a shout out before we start to Kiata Good Brewing here in Casson, Minnesota. If you're in the area, please check them out. They're a great family-oriented place and have good beer and pizza and other options available to entertain you and your family. I am not compensated whatsoever for sharing that opinion. We have a respite from summer. We have cold coming in. Oh, what I was going to do is talk about skills. So when you have an assassin, you have three options. You have martial arts, shadow, or traps, all of which work out great depending upon what your skill of choice is. The thing you have to watch out for is how much mana cost each of these have. Now you've noticed if you watch the last video, I didn't do any of these skills. I just did the normal attack, which does not eat up any mana. But you have to start paying attention to that as you go. So claw mastery, something I really like to do. And you see how they're linked. In order to do fade and venom, you have to do burst of speed. And you have to have level 12 to do those. Martial art is a dragon. Now there's finishing moves and charge up skills. So the charge up skill is what your main attack is, and then your finishing move is what you finish them with. So we're going to do each one of each, and you can reset these later. And as you saw yesterday, you really don't have to spend them all if you don't want to. So for purposes of education here, do firebomb, and I like the blade sentinel. Claw mastery is also always good to really beef up. So now that you've done that, comes a point of assigning them to your keys. Let's see. So we don't have new skills. So what we're going to do to assign them here is we put them down. Basically, you can put them down here. It's like normal attack. So what I would do here is a charge up skill, Tiger Strike. And the finishing move would be Dragon Talon or Dragon Claw. So we go to options to configure controls. You have skill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't remember. I think you assign this by, yep, you press the 1. So I'll always have that as my 1. I might do a 2 for this, and a 3 for that. And you can see you still have the same ones over here. So what I would do is do an 8, a 9, and a 0 for throw equipped item if I had such a thing. So that way, when you go along here, I keep the keys here. So normally it'd be that. If I wanted to change this, I could. It all plays together. So let's go along over here. And if you're interested in my books, you can see above my video here of my face, sellersjr.com, or down below. And we are going to go to a new game here. So our quest log, that's party, I don't want that. So we need to go through the underground passage to the dark wood. That's the search for Cain. Look for the tower in the black marsh beyond the dark wood. So we are going to go to our last little bitty thing here in Stony Field. Should check here. I got it. So for the sake of example here, I'm not going to worry about so you see how things die quicker. The problem when you get into a big crowd like this is keeping track of what is where. Because if you go too far afield, you lose track of where everything is. So you see my mana well is drying up. So eventually I will look for items that return mana on. Each of these does have a mana cost. Sometimes as you go up in level, it goes down. You start to see some electrical effects from some of these bad guys as they're going along. Of course, you want to come over and look at what crap might have dropped, because occasionally it's not crap. You can see how that works. Problem is getting comfortable which keys are what on your keyboard. I always try to keep the rejuvenation pots and whatnot. So what we're going to do here is come up and repair and drop off. Let me see. She's level. She's only level 6. I hate to do this because she's been so good. But you can go higher or just let her level up, which I'll do. So what we're going to do is armor. I'm not going to fall for the old 1 to dexterity, 10 to maximum stamina. So I don't see anything there. I think I will get her a new bow through the 627. So you could do the math and figure out what you want to do with mana. Now, once a game is open for 5 minutes, you can unload your banker character. You just have to make sure you remember to refresh your. There's no save game, it's just save and exit, which I suppose is considered saving. Now you would say, why am I not? Let's see, so if I do this up here, let's see. Configure controls. So you have 0, minus, and 11. So what I'm going to do on equal sign will be that. That's not going to do it. So I don't know why it's not doing that, but you can get the idea that if you need to in a pinch, you can go pressing that button to. You notice that she feels much stronger now. All right. See if we missed anything in this mad mess over here. Barbarian only. Well, I hate to do it, but I'm going to. Every little bit helps. So we're going to come up here. I heard a ding. There we go. Wait a minute. It's good to pay attention. Strangling gash. Not exactly sure how often I would use that, but could probably sell it. Now the advantage of the rejuvenation potion is it brings back both mana and life, but they're more expensive as well. I think it's a level 2 of this area that you find yourself tight on mana, you can all just go back to regular. You see a little ball around my character, kind of tells you how many charges there are. The charges do expire. One thing to notice about the torches is that it will also tell you where I heard something drop. That's the one bad thing is that the graphics are such that sometimes it's hard to find that which drops in the ground clutter. Make sure we clear all this stuff up. I can hear something. And it takes a while to get used to the different controls between the two games. Then, of course, you get into Diablo 3, and that even gets a little bit more complicated. But somewhere there is a little chieftain. So what do we have here? So you can do a finishing move without charges, but it's better to do it when the charge. We have a boss, I think, down below because I see light. So we're on this way for the moment. And that's the Darkwood level 2. We're going to go clear this out for the XP. I trusted my handy little minion to handle the issues. Preserved head is for the necromancer, I believe. Level 2, I believe, has a waypoint, so we're going to go find that. There I don't know if there still are, a lot of dark woods where I came in. Sorry, I finished clearing that. There were a lot of add-ons that could do different things for your toolbars and whatnot. They may still be out there, but just be careful when you're downloading them because that was the way a lot of people got hacked. Never quite assume that you've cleared everything because sometimes there's those little things that will surprise you. Okay, that was a big cluster. There he is. I don't know why they're calling for a rock. I don't think Dwayne Johnson comes down in these dungeons much. You never know. You might see some bad guy saying, "What do you smell cooking?" This is old thing he liked to say when he was wrestling. Well, that's not a bad thing. Oh, there's underground passage level 2. We missed a room up here, though. Trying to be as thorough as possible. If you're going to do it right. All right, who dinged a ring? This is why you clear everything. Rejuvenation, minor healing. All right. So I think we got everything here. So now we go on back down to level 2, and that's where we're going to find the waypoint. If you enjoy watching these and will help encourage me, please consider subscribing, liking. If you don't subscribe because you're worried you're going to get all these notifications, you can set the bell accordingly. Well, you don't want to miss out. Subscriptions help the channel as well as the algorithm, and eventually, should I be lucky enough to I heard a ding. I know you did too. Thought I did. There's that ring. I don't have any. The hazard of carrying a lot of pots. So the first thing you notice is you're going to run out of room for the quilted armor. Which I'm going to take up here. We'll go up to town. She's level 7 plus 3 to life. Yeah, don't need to. She doesn't need that. Let's see. Let's see what the ring is. Magic damage reduced by 1. We will go store that in the stash. Since I don't really plan to use those, but I'm going to hold on to them just the same. Let's see what we have. Managed to cover my cough that time. Don't know if this is. I think it's capturing that Diablo 2. We'll see. Let's see. 6 1.9% damage, durability. Miscellaneous is where you'll find rings and whatnot. So I'm going to go. Back at it. So I'm assuming that this is picking up the sound. We'll see. I apologize if for whatever reason it's not picking up the game, but it was when I did it yesterday, so I just left everything pretty much the way it was, so we'll see. Dark underground passage. I thought there was a dark, oh, I bet it's up above. That's what I was looking at. That, I bet, is what I was looking at. Because you got to go from one to the other. I was thinking you had to go down below. So we got to go way back up yonder. It's called figuring it out. Because that's, I think, where we came in. That makes sense now. I just wasn't paying proper attention. And as you see, there is no waypoint in the underground passage. So we got to go way up here. And yes, I could use burst of speed, but why? So we do have one more skill. Cloak of Shadows are going to become important later on. So I will get that hammer for the moment. And you can play with all these secondary skills. The versatility of the assassin is such that how much you want to make it bet I picked the wrong one here. Oh. Well, this is really getting to be a cluster. When you have a second. We'll go put our, what we have missing here. I think I'll start storing mana down here. There's that tree. It's easy to miss something. Sometimes it's just better to follow the road because that'll lead you to the waypoint. So I get all right. All right, cairn stones. All right. I want to find this stupid waypoint. Here we go. So we got the dark wood. don't want to necessarily use that up. Let's see what happens here. Everything's clear there. Now, granted, next time you start a game, this is not the layout is going to be in necessarily. So the first time through, you're just kind of getting everything you want to get out of it. This is where you go up to town. You remember that experience shrine when you come back. There. So now we're going to go back and finish what we started here. Snag that experience shrine. We got the new skill, so we're going to go up to, I think I'll leave, well, Claw Mastery is good to get. Of course, we're wasting experience. Shrine. It's important when you're listening to the game that you find out what falls. Because it's just too easy to miss something. And I was going to say, I don't know what happens when you die. Maybe I won't have to find out for a while. My inclination after playing hardcore for so long is you learn to do the invariable Kenny Rogers, know when to hold him, know when to fold him, know when to run. You can see the road kind of leads you where you want to go. I see a rejuvenation pot, yay. So yeah, you can do a save and exit every time you do this and rejoin the game. It's not a bad idea. I might have to start a character and just let him die and see what happens. You know, some of these Bardishas and that would seem like they're good weapons to have, and they're not bad. Let's see what we have over here in this. We're going to follow our standard going along the wall. Oh, there it is. So armor, what do we have? Nothing really of interest as of yet. We can over and check on Geek, but he doesn't generally have much of anything. So just to be on the safe side, I've been watching this. You see that I have the password up there. And I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe, like the videos. So we found another area. What I will tend to do on occasion is go to these new areas and try to see how dangerous they are. Tamoa Highlands. Let's see if we can find a waypoint. Oh, we still got this. So we are going to go to town here. Simply because we're going to go repair. So what is her level? She's level 8. Level 11. 12 comes up, I get the Cloak of Shadows, Weapons Block, Cobra Strike. So I'm just going to leave that. At a certain point, Akara will start to sell life bots that are bigger than the. So we will go back here. Like I said, what we kind of like to do is get the waypoints. Then you can come back and level up. Because you kind of get a feel for what levels are over your head and which are not. Portal Shrine. Always handy. All right. Interesting, a monastery gate. Don't know if we're interested in going. So I don't think I have a waypoint for this area yet. Of course. You get reckless when you get an experience shrine. Moa Highlands. Mome is to know better. To mow 'em is to love 'em. It's important to take a break every so often and check your belt. Is there anything up here? I think I did find the waypoint for this place. It was way up there. Figure I'll just keep going along here. See what there is to see. No, I don't think I did find a waypoint for this yet. Let's see. 9 to defense doesn't really do much for me in the grand scheme of things. I don't need bolts. So I'm pretty sure it's waypoint. Oh, there it is. Did find it. All right. Well, that's for the other area. So let's go trolling here. We start to look at every nook and cranny. Now in hardcore, it's die once. But in Care Bear, I believe you run to your body. I could be wrong. Way back when, originally, if you were in hardcore and you died, you couldn't have access to chat or anything. So it became quite entertaining for people to try to help find someone's remains. Maybe there isn't a waypoint. Maybe you have to go into the monastery gate. Well, let's go take a quick gander here. I swore there was some in town. I'm going to go look. So we'll tell you what waypoints are out there. Let's see. Bet you the waypoint, if there is one here, is going to be up in here. Maybe. Maybe not. Yeti. That's good with these to go around and kind of get an idea. Ah. So next one's jail level 1. So what I'm going to do here. Get rid of those. I'll store these for the hell of it for later on, maybe. So we're so close to leveling up. I think I'm going to go back and do a little more. Again, if you are enjoying this, please seriously consider subscribing. We'll level up here and then we might call it a video. These will have door traps, you gotta be careful. Anything out of here? The barracks. I don't know if I want to go in the barracks yet. And there's the ding. So I think we are going to go back here and go up to town and call this a video. Simply for the length of time, doesn't tie you up so long. And again, I appreciate it if you would subscribe, and helps encourage a creator like myself to keep going here. So what we're going to do here for skills is we are going to do Cloak of Shadows and add a little weapon block. Cloak of Shadows comes in handy for if you're in dire danger. So what do we have so far? We have 0, do I have 9 for speed? We'll do 7. Cold resist is always good. Never waste a sometimes the little ones are helpful, and sometimes they get in the way. So I'm gonna, I don't need the strength. Don't really necessarily need the stamina either. I'll use a dexterity. This way I have room for stuff. I'm not so conscripted. So, oh, she's level 9. So what armor do we have here to tempt us? You can see we're getting into heavier armor. Weapons, I really don't see anything that intrigues me. I'm gonna go fill up with life. Then we come back at some point we'll start. So we have 10, we have 5. That's good. So you might wonder what happens when you die. So let's go get my bank character. Find out, shall we? So we're not going to do any questings necessarily with him, but whether I eventually do any banking. I'm not going to try to save his life here. Let's see here. I think you run to your body. So in case you're wondering what happens when you screw up, die. What I should do is just go and get way out of my. I'll just let myself die. Let's see what happens to Mr. Bank. Sometimes it just takes a while. And here we go. So what happens when you have died? You're in the rogue encampment, so that now what you have to do, I think you have to go out and recover what you dropped. Maybe. So there's my corpse. Yeah, you drop. I think you drop everything you're wearing. So you can become a suicide character and just run around and burn in the character. I'll go find a waypoint just to entertain my banker. There's Flavby. So you really don't want to go by here, dude. Gold planes. And that's what happens when you die. So anyway. Now you'll notice that expires in 11 days. I think that's all we're going to do for this particular episode. Thanks for joining me. Please consider subscribing and liking. It helps the channel and the algorithm as I continue to play these different games. I'm playing it myself, so I'm opening up to let you enjoy it as we go along, whether you like Diablo or not. I'm going to do a little bit of more Diablo 2, more Diablo 1, 3, and then when 4 comes out, I'll do that as well. So again, my unofficial sponsor, of which I receive nothing in compensation for, is Chaotic Good Brewing here in Casson. Check out breweries near you for a family orientated environment. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, and that's it.